Hello friends, Jerry is here, and welcome to Fantasy Blacksmith. Today we're going to do a comprehensive tutorial on how to make a sword, start to finish. We've already got our sword ordered, and it's waiting for us downstairs. We are going to forge it, we're going to temper it, we're going to put Damascus on it, we're going to put our handle on it, we're going to sharpen it, we're going to use the altar, we're going to use our magic table, and our magic cauldron. So, let's get started. Take our metal, toss that in there, give that a oof. Take that, and we'll set these up. For these tutorials, I have ordered the cheapest handles possible. And for the altar, I'm going to be using copper ore for consistency. So everything's going to be the same. All the pieces and whatnot. The only real difference with the swords that we're going to make here is going to be the materials. Everything else is going to be exactly the same. So iron is 1,000 to 1,300 per tenth. So you can watch it with your thermometer, but you can also kind of eyeball it for it to turn red. For this tutorial, we're going to be using the thermometer to check it. But it's going to take a minute. So we're going to do some of these to speed it up. Okay, we are at our forging temperature. So we're going to take it out, get it close to 1,300, but preferably not over. We're going to be using the magic cauldron, so it really doesn't matter. But I like to do things the right way. Take, place, great. I like to hit in the middle, because you can hit both sides at once. I see a lot of people who go one side to the other and back again, probably for realism's sake. I don't care about realism. It's the game, and I'm going to treat it like a game and abuse it in every way I can. There we go, that part's done. Might be able to do it in one go. Probably need to throw it back into the last section. Yeah, last section we're going to have to. Okay. I'm going to toss that back in. Let it get hot again. And at this point we're just going to eyeball it. I'm not going to use a thermometer. Because it doesn't need to get all the way up. It just needs to be able to take a few hits. Right there. That's good. That should allow us to finish it. Perfect. Excellent. Now, technically I could just run this over and put it in the oil. I don't like to do that. I like to heat it up first, because why not? So I like to get it a little more red, take that out, and it comes over here, and I just stick it in. Wait for the flames to go away, and you take it out, and the sword is tempered. Dip it in that, toss your sword, grab your bucket, watering can, sorry. Put your fire out, save it. We're gonna now take our sword, put it over there, take our Damascus, toss that in there. The forge does not need to be lit to do this, so you can save your coke or your coal that way. Now, Damascus has 5 large plates, 5 small plates, 2 plates of each metal, and that can be random. So what you want to do is layer it without putting the same metal plate on top of each other. And hope we're going to try to do that correctly. So I always put my first plate all the way to the left. It's personal preference, it does not matter. The next plate goes there, because those are the same plates, so that's really good. So I have those plates completely out of the way, I don't have to worry about them. Silver plate there, another silver plate over here, that's also good. Those plates are now out of the way. Bronze plate, I want to put you all the way in the corner. I'm going to put you right right here. I'm gonna put you next to that one. I'll put you over here. And this should end up being perfect because the last two are going to go like this. As long as I don't screw it up, which I could. But we're gonna leave it like that. Perfect. Next up, take our sword, bring it over here. Excellent. You take your iron, you put the iron in the bucket, in the cylinder. Great. Take our acid, mix it in. Some people don't pour the whole thing in, they put like half or 2/3 in. I just dump it all in. No rhyme or reason, I can't reuse the thing, so it doesn't really matter. Figure out what works for you. That's the most important thing, find something that works for you. What we're trying to do here is get this to be this color. And I think that's right about there. Doesn't look quite dark enough. Now we're going to pour this in until it's this color. So this is where I try to be a little more careful with it. And it looks kind of silly. Ooh, okay. I'm going to leave that there. I think that's right. This one I'm not perfect at, but I'm getting better. And that's going to be good. I will take good. Now, we need to wait 3 minutes. So when our little hand is 3 minutes past the 10, we're good to go. So in the meantime, I put my handle on. Because you can. I try to save as much time as possible when I'm doing things like this. So, doop. Oh, okay. Fine. 95 again? Oh, that's gonna be bad. That's not good. Okay. Whatever. It doesn't really matter too much. Perfect. 97.22. So we have 2 minutes left to wait, and then we can put our sword in here. So we'll be back in 2 minutes. Okay, and we are back. It's been about 3 minutes with the Damascus liquid on here. So we're going to toss you in there. We're going to take you out, and look at that. It's beautiful, beautiful. Now we're going to go over and sharpen it. The game's pretty lenient with this. You're shooting for 100, but if you average like 97, 98, I believe, it counts as perfect. So it's pretty lenient. Oh, pretty lenient about that. Whatever. Alright, we're going to go over to our altar. The altar's really easy. So there's 2 options as far as what the shop can get for it. And that is the clovers. There's a red clover and a green clover. We have our green clover. They each do different things. And then you can put either an ore you found, you can put an artifact like this, you can find what you have to find in the mine. There is also stuff for this side that you can find in the mine, but I normally just order one. And all you do, you toss the sword in, and you take it out, it's good to go. So, did I set up my fire crystal? Yes, I did. So the next part we're going to do is, boop. We're going to enchant with fire. We have our fire crystal already in here. What needs to come out is this one and this one. You come over here, you come down, you go there, up, over, like that. Boom, fire. That's it. Now we have a flaming sword, and that looks pretty cool. Let's see what you're worth. 1370. Nice. Now we're going to use our magic cauldron. The magic cauldron's relatively easy. You dip the sword in, and you check your recipe. We're going to be making a frost sword. The thing with the magic cauldron is this here. Whatever material you put in goes away. So if you're using a higher end material, it doesn't matter. It just goes away. So cheap is good, iron's good, copper's good. Anything above that is a waste. Actually, copper's kind of a waste, because it's more expensive than iron. But the first thing you do is take your magic stone, which is right here, and you stand over it, and you drop it in, and it does that. Now that needs about 3 minutes. So 11, so 3 minutes. 3 to 5. So we're going to go to right before that 12. So we'll be back at that point in a second. Okay, so it's been about 4 minutes. So the next step is to put the berries in. So we have our berries, and we're going to bring them over and drop them in. And sometimes nothing happens on the second step, so don't... something's happening. Oh god. Okay, so we need 2 to 4 minutes for that. So 3 minutes will put us 2 past the 12. That's different than I've ever seen. Okay, I didn't know that was gonna happen. That's kind of cool, I guess. The next piece that needs to go in is our bark. So we'll be back once it's time to do that. Okay, so it has been 3 minutes. So next is our bark. And we're going to put that in. Hello. Cleared the place right out. Excellent. Excellent. So that needs 6 minutes in there. So we're going to wait 6 minutes. So we'll be back in 6. Okay. It has now been 6 minutes. So our last chunk of this sword is to take this ice, drop it in there, and I kind of thought more would happen. Oh, there it goes. Okay, our sword is now done. Our flaming frost sword is complete with all the fixins, and that is beautiful. We started with an iron sword. It's a 1852 iron sword. Advert. What? Oh, apparently you're not supposed to mix fire and ice, and you get a penalty for doing so. So don't do that. I think it looks cool, and I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking by it. Alright. That is that. So, that was our comprehensive sword tutorial for Fantasy Blacksmith. Yeah. That's gonna do that. I'm gonna... How careless we
be. All day and all night we'd stay up, it felt so right. We were so young, we were so dumb. We would get drunk and then hook up. We were okay